Hey, how you guys doing?
Good.
Doing
Great.
great, Mike.
Good. Um, my name is Mike Waswani. I'm a competent communicator. I'm a member of Toastmasters, and I'm just here to ask some questions to my fellow Toastmasters. I'm going to ask for some introduction, and then ask a few questions, and hopefully be able to answer. You guys want to introduce yourself? Patrick, you want to start first?
My name is Patrick Chandler. I'm Vice President of Education. Forgot for a moment. And I've been in the club, one of the original members of the club back in 2007.
Cool.
My name is Ron Cockrell, competent communicator, competent leader. I joined Toastmasters here in Lompoc a year ago, and my role as an officer is public relations, vice president of public relations.
Thank you. Lena.
And Mike, I am the Secretary of Lompoc Valley of Flowers Toastmasters, and I'm a competent communicator, advanced communicator bronze, it's still new to me, and competent leader.
Cool. Thank you.
And my name is Patsy Bella. I'm a distinguished Toastmaster. I've been in Toastmasters for over 35 years. I obviously love Toastmasters. I am the Vice President of Membership. I am now a member of the Lompoc Valley of Flowers Toastmasters. I have been in about 4 other districts because I find that one of the best ways to make friends when you move to a new place is to join Toastmasters.
There you go. She's also known as Mama Bear. Great introduction. I mean, as you can see, you guys are like the group. You know, like the nachos. There's some cheese. Cheese is like the main ingredient. You guys are the main ingredient of the Toastmasters.
Food, always food, Mike, with the food.
Gotta relate about the
Mike
food.
loves food.
So for now, I want to ask some things about how Toastmasters, like what's your role in Toastmaster, how did Toastmaster affect you guys? Kind of in brief zone. So do you guys wanna start, Patrick?
How Toastmasters affected me, why did I join, that sort of thing?
Yeah.
Well, Toastmasters is, there's a communication track and there's a leadership track. Growing up, I was not shy. I could always get up and talk to a group of people. My father was a little bit of a comedian, so he would take me on stage and we would talk. So I was not really fearful of public speaking. Like a lot of people that join in the communication sides are scared of public speaking. I wasn't that way. I enjoy public speaking, but I wanted to get better. So I joined Toastmasters to improve myself on the communication side. And I realized how important the leadership side is. And that's basically learning how to run a club, to create an agenda. And as vice president of membership, what I'm doing now, that's what I do. I basically help run the club, put the president's vision into effect, make sure that agendas are getting out, make sure that roles are being filled. A lot of the paperwork is what I do right now. So I enjoy both the communication side and the leadership side. So Toastmaster is a great place to learn, and you'll never, ever, ever want for wanting to learn.
Thank you, Patrick. You're doing an awesome job, as you can see. So, Ron, having heard so much from Patrick, do you want to add your experience about Toastmasters?
One of the greatest things about Toastmasters is that you have mentors to help you get through the process. And what's happening right now, I have 3 of my mentors that are here.
He needs about 8.
And because people are individuals, they bring their individual flavor, and each of Patsy and Linda and Patrick always bring something of value to helping me improve as a Toastmaster. When I first heard about Toastmasters, I think, what are they doing? Are they drinking? Are they giving a toast? But when I delve into it and realize, yes, it is, as Patrick said, it's where you get to come in and improve your speaking skills and your leadership skills. Speaking is not a problem for me, it's how long I speak. And so timing, that role for timing has been a very challenging for me to stay within the time of each speech that you present. I enjoy Toastmasters. I enjoy it because it's a safe place. You get to come and learn. It's very warm. There's no fear in our environment where you can actually make mistakes and no one will, take you to the Lompoc police. But here, with Lompoc Toastmasters, it's a very rewarding opportunity to grow. I became a competent communicator in 1 year, and 1 year and I believe 2 months, or 1 year 2 months, I became a competent leader. I'm on my way to becoming what is known as an advanced bronze communicator.
Wow. That's some good job right there. Yeah, really proud of that. Linda, why don't you tell us something about how's Toastmaster affecting your life?
Well, one of the things that I love about Toastmasters is basically what you were saying, Ron, is the mentoring, but watching the people who come in who are terrified to speak and then be able to get up there and see how confident they've become. I feel like it's helping everyone to do what they want to do, basically. I don't think we force anybody to do anything, and sometimes we stretch people, and has been a good thing for them. I see how they love the advancements that they've made for their personal lives. And as secretary, what my role is what you said, paperwork, a lot of paperwork, and it's mainly just taking notes during our meetings, making sure that I get the information in a concise way of what went on during the meeting, and that way we can look back on it. We have a record, we have a history of what our club has done. We also have a record of what's been spoken of. We don't have to try to remember, because that never works. It's better if it's just written down. So that's basically what I do as secretary.
Thank you, Linda, and I agree with you. The first time people come in, they are the most scared of, but after 2 or 3 speeches, they get so much better. I mean, when I remember my experience, the first 3 speeches I was scared, but the
Right.
4th speech I was dancing on the stage. So the
That's
confidence
true.
level just goes up somehow.
Yeah.
It's quite a sight.
So trying to rein that in. No.
Betsy, I want to ask you some different question. So, since you're an officer like everybody else,
Yes.
what does it take for a Toastmaster to go transition to an officer level?
Mm.
Okay. You just asked one of my favorite
There
questions,
you go.
Mike. One of my sayings about Toastmasters is, if you want to learn something, join Toastmasters and volunteer to do it, because someone will teach it to you. And that has to do with anything in your life. You want to know how to get along better with people. You want to know how to be a supervisor. You want to know how to listen to your children. You want to know how to listen to your husband and make your family unit better. All of these things you learn in Toastmasters as well as speaking. People really have the wrong idea when they think that all you come here to do is to learn how to speak. And when I started Toastmasters, unlike the rest of you, I was very shy. I really had a hard time speaking. My first 10 speeches, I couldn't keep on time, Ron, because I practiced them, and they'd still go over, way over. I didn't get to say half of what I wanted to say. But I've gotten a little bit more proficient at it. If you want to learn how to market, for example, you can come into a club and volunteer to be public relations. And the person in front of you, who had that job before you, will teach you how to do it. All of your club members will teach you how to do it. Plus you have special training that you can go to. So that if you have a job which has to do with public relations, you've learned it in Toastmasters. My job in Toastmasters is membership vice president. There I have to learn to actually go up and meet new people and make sure that they get a mentor, make sure that they feel comfortable in a meeting, both as a guest when they come in and then as they progress in their career in Toastmasters. So that makes me really, if you have trouble meeting people, if you're vice president of membership, somebody will teach you how to do it, and you will feel a lot more comfortable meeting people. Again, I say, if you want to learn how to do something, join Toastmasters, somebody will teach you how to do it. And I can go into some personal stories that have been outlandish, but they've worked for me, and I've learned public relations, I've learned how to get along with people, I've learned how to be a supervisor, I've learned the confidence to start 5 new jobs, 5 new careers in my lifetime, all home-based.
Wow.
And just because I had the confidence to do it.
There you go. Thank you, Patsy, for sharing your experience.
Mike,
Yeah.
I would like to say, it was Patsy who encouraged me to be public relations,
Oh, wow.
which I wasn't sure what I was supposed to do. And she basically gave me a task, because what I've learned is that public relations and the vice president membership, they're hand in glove. And we did recently an open house, and Patsy gave that to me as public relations, where she put a flyer together. It was my job to distribute it to the community. We were able to get into the Lompoc Record, and we also was on the radio, local radio.
Nice.
And we were able to let the public know who we are. So public relations and vice president membership, we work together both inside the club and outside in the community.
That makes sense. And one thing I'll say is, as far as I've seen from your guys' experience, the Toastmaster is like a family. It's like you can learn from it, you can grow from it. Like, just for example, I was a couple of weeks back, I had nowhere to go Thanksgiving with my friend Troy. I was at your house, and we had great food. I mean,
Yeah, food again.
sorry for finishing all the food.
Well, normally after Thanksgiving, we have leftovers, but we didn't this year, and we're glad.
Well, let me ask you a question. Can you answer me, why should we join Toastmasters in your perspective?
Well, most people think that you join Toastmasters to learn to speak, but you learn how to listen, and that is why you join Toastmasters.
Good point right there. Ron?
Toastmasters is a great networking organization. I agree with Patrick. Not only how to speak, to listen and to evaluate, to actually listen and when people are talking to you so that you can give them yourself time to evaluate what they're saying so that you can answer properly. That's Toastmasters affords that to every Toastmaster.
Networking and evaluating. Linda, what do you think?
As far as joining Toastmasters, I think it's a great organization for building up your personal confidence, but in your own way, so that everyone keeps their own personality, but they do have that personality. And I remember the first time when I heard someone come to a group I was at, and they were talking about Toastmasters, and I thought, well, I don't want to do that. I want to learn how to public speak. I don't, leadership, I'm not interested. But she said, you will learn how to be able to speak up for what you want, for the things that are important to you. And I said, that's what I want. And that's why I came in and joined. And all the other benefits that came, I was just surprised by, but it totally enhanced my life.
Gotcha. Nancy, what do you think?
And I hear so many people say, when you mention Toastmasters, well, I already know how to speak. I don't need to learn how to speak. I'm fine with that. They don't realize until, as Linda says, when they come in, all of the other things that we have to offer, such as what you guys have said too, in the leadership. But listening. Tonight we had a new member who was vote counter. He said, well, vote counter isn't very much, but you have to listen. I'm sorry, he was all counter. And he said, it seems like it isn't very much, but you really have to listen to what everybody's saying. You're learning how to listen. But as vote counter, you're learning how to organize, how to go around and count the votes. Everything that we do has a purpose. Listening, learning, getting along with people, getting acquainted, learning to do anything you want to do. It's so much more than just speaking. If you want to learn how to listen and how to get along better in your family unit, Toastmasters is a good place to start.
Thank you. Thank you all for answering the question.
What about
Okay.
you, Mike?
Should I go? Well, the reason I joined Toastmasters is because I had no confidence in myself going in public. I always wanted to. In India, when I was a kid, I always used to speak in public and crack jokes. But when I came here, I thought I had an accent, and I think that kind of lowered my confidence.
Hmm.
So even though I hang out with my friends and, you know, even though I can communicate really well, I think that confidence was gone speaking in public. So when I joined Toastmasters, I can see, well, people can actually understand me and can listen to my jokes and laugh at it. I really just built up my confidence, and then from then on, you know, just my voice changed. I feel like I became more confident. I just feel more confident when I speak these days. And then just it helps your work too. So I started with increasing my confidence speaking in public, but then it went on becoming just a part of my life where it's not only you're learning how to speak, but at the same time you're making new friends
Mm-hmm.
and developing confidence, I would say.
Right.
Yeah.
And you get a free meal along.
And you get a lot of free food, which I really like it. That is a true statement. That's the other reason I joined Toastmasters.
Everyone's different. That's what's
Yeah.
so great about it.
Well, being in Toastmasters for so long, I have gathered so many fantastic friends over the years. They are all so valuable to me, and I learned something from all of them. They all have a special niche in my life that has been important to me.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. But you know, I'm glad to be in the Toastmasters, and this is far being one of the best Toastmasters I've been to. I mean, I've been to one other club, but this is more like a family, and I'm kind of surprised. Lompoc is such a small town, and just to have this group, and such a strong group, especially with this such big number, you know, because you guys have all big roles. Also have these experienced Toastmasters to look out for the younger ones, or not the younger ones, just for the newbies. That's great.
We also have a Facebook that you can access to look at the different speeches and activities that we have. So that's one of the things about public relations too. We also have a website that can be accessed, so that people can dial right in and look at what we're doing, see whether or not that's something they like to join and visit, join, visit, join.
And we laugh a lot.
Yeah.
We
Super
have
cool.
fun.
Yeah.
I think we can really say that Lompoc Valley of Flowers is, as Mike said, a special club where we all care about each other and become friends,
Yeah.
help each other out.
And then parties, like the Christmas party is about to come
Here
out.
we go, food.
Just have a Halloween party.
We didn't have any food tonight, did we?
I know.
He did.
I brought a bar. If I didn't open it, I was waiting just in case there's a food, real food.
Well,
I didn't make cookies.
last Thursday I was with friends, and we were at the grocery store, and we were going to go on a picnic, and my friend said, "Well, let's go to get some cookies." I said, "Oh, wait a minute." So I called Linda. I said, "Any cookies in the house?" He was baking them. I knew she'd be baking them because it was Thursday, and she'd bring them to the meeting.
I didn't
There
make
you
them
go.
tonight,
Oh,
though.
come
I'm
on.
still in that.
But I kept the just in case bar, just in case
Yeah,
there's no
that was a
cookies.
good idea.
Toastmasters is all about the food.
Exactly, I agree with that. So yeah, I enjoy Toastmasters a lot personally, and it's fun to be a part of the group.
Troy, can
Very
you
good.
come and answer that question?
You good?
Something wrong with your neck?
I think we're good here. I
I
think that's all the
figured.
questions I had.
Great.
All right, so here's a sneak preview of what happens at Toastmasters.
Would you like to squirt a different condiment out of each finger? Or have a Swiss Army knife hand?
I like to have the condiments coming out of my and Toastmasters. Guests and fellow Toastmasters, I know that you might be finished with your food right now, but I can get you some ketchup right now. If you need some mustard, some mayonnaise, or some Dijon mustard, I have some of those too. I also have olive oil and wine mixed in this finger for your salad. Now, the reason why I picked that topic is because I do this for a living. I've been invited to many occasions, such as this here, and they forget the condiments. And they go, Ron, do you have any? Yes, I do. What do you want? And I had a malfunction one day, and they all came out at the same time. And I sprayed everybody with condiment. I don't want you to know what that looked like. I don't even want to try to describe it, but it was quite tasty with some people.
Would you have a flounder for a left hand or for your tongue? Fish.
For my tongue. Having worked in the prison and having seen just about every paranormal activity that you can imagine, I would want my tongue to be able to talk about these things because these things are real. Very real. One day we were sitting there minding our own business. It was midnight. We used to play pranks at each other. We had the skeleton that we borrowed from the hospital, bring it into the area, and scare people with it that were working morning watch at the prison. This one day we were sitting down minding our own business when we heard something come into the office. We don't know what it was because nobody could see it. But there it was, creeping around. But we can feel the presence, we could not see it. And the lieutenant that was on duty with me that night just happened to fall off his chair. Don't know why he fell. And he just left the office all panicky, and I'm wondering what's going on, but I can feel that there's something in there. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my goodness, what is it?
Fantasies or that unpleasant
Power.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Of course.
Conquer.
Would you like to know every song lyric ever? Or know exactly where every item in the grocery store is?
Would I like to know every song, lyric ever, or what every item is in the grocery store? Madam Topics Master, you know what? Doesn't really make me any difference. I know it all anyway. You know, song lyrics, they're so easy. Let me see, that one that I learned last week, it went something like, oh, well, excuse me, I can't carry a tune. So you wouldn't want to hear that. And then, you know, I went to the grocery store and I made up my list. And I left it at home and I thought, never mind, I don't care. I know everything that's in there anyway. And I got in there, I couldn't remember a thing. So the moral of that story is, it doesn't make any difference whether I know it or not. It's whether or not I can recall it at the time that I need to.
Alright guys, what you guys just watched was what we did during table topics at Toastmasters during our Halloween theme. We had a great time. Now, I want you guys to have a great time. And in order to do that, you guys should come out. First, before coming out, check our website. Find the local club. We have only one in Lompoc. And once you find it, come out as a guest. And you guys will see how awesome we are. Thank you.